So, instead of pretending that I'm an expert on this, because I am not a psychologist or anything, though I have taken a few psychology courses, I thought I'd read it off of the CMHA, which is Canadian Mental Health Association's website. So, I'll give you just the brief rundown here. Weather often affects people's moods. Sunlight breaking through the clouds can lift our spirits, while a dull, rainy day may make us feel a little gloomy. While noticeable, these shifts in mood generally do not affect our ability to cope with daily life. Some people, however, are vulnerable to a type of depression that follows a seasonal pattern. For them, the shortening of days of late autumn are the beginning of a type of clinical depression that can last until spring. This condition is called Seasonal Affective Disorder, or SAD. So it's either known as SAD or SAD. I'm just going to call it SAD while we read it, so hopefully no listeners are coming in and being like, what you talking about, SAD? Okay. A mild form of SAD, often referred to as the winter blues, in quotes, causes discomfort but is not incapacitating. However, the term winter blues can be misleading. Some people have a rare form of seasonal affective disorder, which is summer depression. This condition usually begins in late spring or early summer. Awareness of this mental condition has existed for more than 150 years, but it was only recognized as a disorder in the early 1980s. Many people with SAD may not be aware that it exists or that help is available. SAD can be a debilitating condition, preventing sufferers from functioning normally. It may affect their personal and professional lives and seriously limit their potential. It is important to learn about the symptoms and to know that there is treatment to those people who have SAD for year-round.
So Megan,
Yeah.
can you explain in your words what SAD is? Just
Basically, I do a rehash of that, I guess. So basically, it's when the seasons change, you kind of feel a different way. You know, I think most people have probably felt that way, at least to some extent. I know earlier I was talking to you guys about it. I guess I can say, here, I'll just read what some of the symptoms here are, and then we can kind of go around and say if we agree with those symptoms, kind of which ones maybe any of us have experienced.
Okay.
So according to CMHA, seasonal affective disorder can be diagnosed by change in appetite, in particular a craving for sweet or starchy foods, weight gain, decreased energy, fatigue, a tendency to oversleep, difficulty concentrating, irritability, avoidance of social situations, and feelings of anxiety and despair. So Lauren, do you feel like you've had any bouts with seasonal depressions?
Yeah, actually, listening to that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, because I know that you do have bipolar disorder. So
I do,
you feel like maybe this affects it as well? Like, do you think the weather affects it, or is that not your experience?
No, it's quite possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And that's weird. Listening to that, what were some of them irritability, avoidance of social situations. That's me lately.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of weird. I'm not like that all the time. But, weight gain, decreased energy, fatigue, yeah, no, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
I've only lived in BC for 13 years now, but I can say that I figured it out shortly after moving here, and I encounter people who've had this disorder. And I understand now why people are physically active in this province, why we have more coffee shops per capita than any other city in the country, and why people paint their houses crazy colors. Because there's more LCD lighting in this province than anywhere else. Because that's the formula I've used to survive here. Being physically active, I can't do that as much. I fractured my ankle a while ago, but being physically active helps because it gets those good vibes going with the endorphins. Caffeine is the shot in the arm that everybody seems to need to get the day going, and it keeps you going. It gives you that energy. But colors, in my home, everything has to be bright or warm and inviting. There's a really beautiful yellow, actually called Homecoming, that I love, that I have had on my walls in my other home, and it's similar colors in this home now that we're living in. And it's very warm, it's very soothing, but it's bright at the same time because it's kind of yellow and with white trim. It's like, you can imagine. But this is how I've combated it. I'm sure other people are out there come up with their own solutions, but I've had some experience with the home health area, and they sell sun lamps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a big investment, but even my sister back in Toronto, because she suffers from the same thing, I think, to a degree, I think I suffered from the same disorder. We all do at some level out here, because we get so little sunlight, that she uses one of those.